Welcome one and all to the 69th episode of D&D with me, Mike.
And me, Zoe.
And today we are going to import this guy into the game. Zoe's made a getting hurt animation for him that has an odd leg that sort of shifts. The rest is fine, I think. The arms are okay. It's a bit mechanical because everything is going exactly coordinated, but that's fine. So, the right leg, we need to do something about it. So I would be inclined to simply delete it for now. So hit the delete key and then enter. And then delete and enter. And now basically you get the leg to be completely still. Now, with the other leg you've made it rotate forward and then go all the way back. Yeah, so we could do the same with this one. So rotate. And rotate this as well. And go I, and then rotate, and rotate again, and G, I, do it again. Okay. Yeah, the pelvis is very, very static. So rotate, rotate, yeah, G, I. Yeah, this should help a bit. Okay. Sounds good. So this one will have more HP and we're going to have to kill him somehow, so it's going to get a bit more complicated. But that's okay. Currently only has 2 materials. I think that's alright. So basically armor and knot. That's all we got. But that's okay. Okay, so save. So this one, first of all, this file is in the wrong place. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to copy this file. And then go over here, show in Explorer, models. We're gonna have to delete characters.blend and paste it. So from now on, this is a separate instance. So now this guy's gonna have to think for a bit, and it's gonna go like, okay. And now it's importing all of these and doing all sorts of things. I don't know if we had many animations. There's player walk, apparently, which seems odd. So import animation, and now all of them are here. We can remove default take, and yeah, so there we are. There's demon walk. Dun, 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 dun. It's funny. Okay, so this one, peg into pose, original, and original. We want all of our animations to be purely cosmetic. And this one is going to loop. So that's one animation done. Strike. This one does not loop, but we still want it to be all baked. Run definitely will have to loop. This is when he goes after you.
Why isn't the animation starting like it did for the others?
Because I didn't press play.
Oh, okay.
Idle, it's going to loop. And it doesn't need to loop. Okay, and now apply. So all of them should be done. Now there's gonna be events as well attached to these, like taking a step, that sort of stuff, but we'll worry about that in a bit. Now let's take a look at our animator. So we got a player, chest, and a shield enemy. Let's duplicate shield enemy and rename it to
Guard enemy?
Guard, I don't know if it's a guard, warrior. Let's go with warrior. Demon. That's it. Demon.
Oh, yeah.
Demon enemy. Hit enter. Alright, now let's open him. Take a look.
Fall? Oh, yeah.
So it's completely different.
Shield idol.
Completely different. So shield idol, this is just gonna be demon idol.
That went well.
It went very well. Idle. Okay. And it's gonna be using demon idol. And from here we're gonna have to, actually not from here, from any state we're gonna have to transition to walk and then back to idle. So I suppose we could use this one instead
Last time we made a walk cycle for the player.
Yeah, I don't remember how we did it. I think there was a blend system though in it. Heck, let's just open it, right? Hey, howdy. Alright, so stomp, shield, kick, chest open, kick, 0. Okay. That looks like an error. Don't know what that was, but okay. Ladder climb, see how ladder climbs leads us back to walk cycle. Now let's take a look at the walk cycle. Yeah, it's a blend tree between player idle and player walk. Oh, interesting. So that's what we're gonna do for the demon as well. So never you mind. We're gonna create new blend tree in state, and the blend is going to be let's call it walk speed. And inside here there's going to be 3 animations. Add a motion, add a motion, add a motion. Okay, so here are all the 3 motions. So there's demon idle, demon walk, and demon run. There they are. So now the demon is idle, right? Transitions. He's walking. Transition. He's running. Walking. Idling. Right? Now obviously we're going to have very quick blends between these, but this is basically how this works. Right? What is the threshold? Not sure. 0.5 and 1. That's perfect. Yeah, so you can also change it here to walk speed. There. That's how it works. Okay, good. So back to the thing. Now this one, I suppose we can change it for getting hurt. So let's see, demon strike would be a good example, right? So let's call this one demon strike. Strike. All right. It's got an exit time, so we're gonna have to figure that out. And this is fine. Now duplicate this one, demon strike. And we're also going to need right, so this again will be super short, right? And this one will be demon get hit. And this one will have an exit time, and it goes back to idle. So just a short blend. This one does not have an exit time. So it goes directly into hit right away.
Yeah.
Good. Same goes for this. And then it has an exit time. Yep, that seems fine. Okay, so all of these are basically done. Now we're gonna have to create a new class for our guy. So in our scripts we got characters, and there's enemy, enemy bomb, enemy shield. So you can duplicate enemy shield.
Why don't we just make a new script?
Not sure. It makes no difference really. Well, it makes some difference actually. This is better, you're right. So enemy, demon, Now we can open it. Save. Okay, so enemy shield. There it is. So we've got a state for facing. That's not really the way it works. Let's take a look at our enemy bomb as well. We're gonna need enemy, we're gonna need a bunch of things. Enemy bomb. Yeah, this is, again, our like our code structure isn't brilliant. Curve explosion, passive pickup weight, backup explosion, template, etc. So you can see that here nothing has to do with getting aggro or that sort of stuff. That's part of the main class. So
because we thought we'd made an enemy like we would make an enemy like this.
Well, yeah. I haven't yet figured out a very intelligent way of doing this in an object-oriented fashion, but it should be possible to create sort of nested classes that control very specific things. I mean, our visual module and our attack module, those are sort of pretty functional. Let's see. Before we deal with that, let's take a look at the prefabs. Enemies. So there's the enemy shield. The enemy shield has a sound source, a vision cone, which is an awareness module. Does it have an aggression module? I don't think so. An attack module. That's just the player. Yeah. But it does have an avatar with armature, so that's good. And a vision cone. Yeah, I think this is a good one to duplicate. Duplicate the enemy shield. Enemy demon. Okay. So.
Delete the spikes.
Huh?
Spikes.
Yeah, of course. I mean, there's going to be things we need to change. So there he is. And we are going to, okay, so we're going to drag the model's characters into structure. Of characters, we're going to unpack prefab completely. Adventure Demon, we're going to move him over here. Why is he so small? Easy?
I think he's inside the bomb and inside this other guy at the same time. Why isn't he moving?
That's a good question. I'm not sure. I'm not permitted to move it, apparently. Okay, let's see the other one. So there's the armature. Control, hips, blah blah blah. All of this is normal. There's a shield holder which I can remove. The shadow for the head. Okay, so all of these are for this particular character. I think we're going to keep more or less these things. We're going to keep them the same. These are all the bones. I think we used exactly the same armature, didn't we? Well, so avatar has an animated player. Alright, there it is. So we're going to delete the player. I'm going to drag the adventure demon in here. And we're going to tell this guy that the controller is going to be demon enemy. And the avatar is character's avatar, I think.
They're exactly the same.
What do you mean they're exactly?
The bones of... Oh, that would be the armature. Never mind.
Venture Demon. Eh? Okay, so it looks like he's ginormous. Or is he? I can't tell. No, maybe not. No, it doesn't look like it. But it looks like the position is all borked. Okay. And what was the rotation? So were there rotations on the others? Let's take a look. You can't see anything if you keep leaning forward.
Sorry.
Enemies, shield. No, it has no rotation. The armature has a negative 90 rotation. I don't see any obvious thing other than we possibly... Hello? What in the world is going on? Hey?
Where is he?
I don't know. Yeah. So, I'm inclined to leave this alone here and drag that character in, but it doesn't look like it's working correctly, which is surprising somewhat. Every now and then these problems happen. It's generally a bit of a bad idea to have all of the characters in the same file. So again, let's unpack this completely. Aha, it's got an avatar already there. Adventure Demon, the armature. Okay, delete the bomb, delete this, delete the vision cone. Alright, now drag this out of the avatar. Okay, so it's looking the same. Rename this one Avatar with a capital A. Alright, and Adventure Demon. That's fine, and now it's looking exactly the same, but it suddenly works correctly. Right, I probably needed to leave the setup as it was. Character's avatar, now only thing we need to assign is the controller, which is Demon Enemy, and we also need to assign it the helper. So there it is, and the owner is Interactive Entity Enemy Demon. There, and now everything should have been set up correctly except the materials. So for this material over here, granite, I think something shinier would probably be better.
Yeah. He's a demon.
Metal. Oh, it's sort of yellowish metal. Okay, rename this one to brass. Capital B. Okay, now duplicate granite. Call this one steel. And let's give it more metallic property and more smoothness. Look at that Fresnel.
What does that mean?
It's the effect of the rim light. Venture Demon. Steel. Okay. There's the steel. It kind of looks weird because all reflective materials look odd when applied on voxels. So anyway, yeah, I think we should probably be a little bit lighter with the. So the metallic nature is probably fine, but the smoothness I think needs to go down a bit.
More shiny.
Yeah, it's better. Now for that we're going to use Ruby, I think. So Adventure Demon, drag Ruby onto here. And there we go.
Shiny again.
Yeah, well, that's kind of normal. What other? We don't have anything like that. We don't have one for blood, really? Did we use Ruby for blood? We might have. Entities, characters, nose.
We probably use nose for blood.
Might have done. They all seem to be fairly shiny anyway. It's hard to tell because it's different in this and in the game. They look different. Okay, so we've got the character like this, and that's fine. Now the vision cone needs to be much larger, just like the bomb. So let's go take a look at prefabs. Enemies, player, bomb. Oh, I guess that's controlled by code later. Detection distance 7.5. So that's how that's done. I think 7.5 is probably fine. So let's use exactly the same on our demon, but our demon doesn't have that information. Yes, it does. So 7.5. Max aggression time. We don't know if that's even going to be applied. Well, I mean, at some point he needs to go back to not going aggro, right? We're also going to have to figure out his movement behavior. We don't have any intelligent AI. We don't have A* or any algorithms. We're not using the default agent. So it's going to get a bit complicated. I think what we should do is as soon as he loses visual sight of us, so if you turn a corner or something, he stops chasing.
And just stays where he is until he sees you again.
No, he needs to go back to his patrol, which may make him an exceedingly easy enemy to deal with. But that's okay. I mean, our game isn't trying to be particularly clever, is it? The Nova Patrol pause, all of these things we're going to have to look into. Ingression colors, blah 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 blah. Okay. We do know that it's going to be not an enemy shield, but an interactive entity. Enemy demon. Save. Okay, so this interactive entity, there is a few questions. Do we have any type of yeah, all of this is wrong. This looks like some kind of gigantic collider, which is this thing. We're just going to see if we can
narrow it down a little.
Yeah, reduce the radius to this. This should do 0.25. Should be pretty decent. Right. And eventually we should convert the bombs to move with velocity too. Our players moving with velocity, right? Not with transfer and translations, I think. I don't know. He's also going to need a sword. So for sure in his hips, spine, arm right, hand right, this is where the sword would be. So let's quickly open the prefab player. Oh, we're missing all the shadows. Rubbish. Okay, so we need all of the shadows because we need to. Okay, copy this avatar. Control C. Enemies, demon. Paste them here. Control V. Okay, so there's the avatar. Control hips, spine, shadow. Control C. Control V. Okay. We'll see how large that needs to be. It's probably a square. So we're gonna receive shadows. That's stupid. On. Okay, there's the block like that, right? So now copy this and paste it here. And again on we need to copy this transform. Okay, this looks totally wrong. Which is a bit odd. Okay, wait a moment. So we've got a few problems here because this model's different, etc. And we had already done all of this before on the other character. Let's open the player quickly and type shadow here. Okay, so first of all, let's select them all. And second of all, let's tell them don't receive shadows and put it on again. Okay, so let's see. This is the fist, the arm, the other fist, the other arm, the head, the chest,
the hips,
undo, the hips,
the back,
that's a foot, that's a leg. Okay, there's the leg. I've got the wrong one, it looks like. Okay, so let's on and shadows only. Oh, whoops, all of them need to be shadows only. There. So we can't see them, but they will cast the shadow, whereas the rest will not cast the shadow at all. Now back to the enemy demon. The adventure demon will not cast shadows. Don't receive shadows. I guess receive shadows.
Mm-hmm.
And off, so it doesn't cast any shadows. Right, now the spine, shadow only, the foot, shadow, now here the shadow, okay, undo. We need to find the foot shadow, which is this one. Now we copy the component and we paste the component values, and now it's more or less fine. Now duplicate this one, drag it in here, call it shadow as well, and now it's on the wrong foot, so paste component values, there it is. So it's more or less correct. Even if it's not perfect, we don't really care. Now let's go and grab a foot, duplicate this shadow, drag it to the foot, and then duplicate it and drag it to the other foot. Okay, and now you want to copy component, paste component values. And now let's quickly make them on so we can see them. All right, so you can see that his feet are kind of too narrow.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna move to the left a little bit.
And for the other one too.
And make them wide. Ooh, undo. Okay, so 0.14, negative 0.012, 0.02. Okay, now we can copy this component, go to the other foot, paste component values, okay, and just this will go positive. There we go. And for the cankles, it looks like they need to be moved a little bit too.
Mm-hmm. And made a little wider.
0.01 seems good enough. Seems fine. And so the other one is going to be negative 0.01.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that goes that. There goes that. So the legs are done. Now we need to deal with the arms and the hands and then the head. So for the head, spine, head, duplicate the shadow, drag it into the head, and now there it is. So he has got horns. We may want to reproduce those too. So duplicate this shadow. Actually, wait, that's a bad idea. Duplicate this shadow. And we're gonna drag it here. And this is a cube. We're gonna reset it. And we're gonna say on. And now you get this huge tastic cube, which we are going to reduce in scale. Reduce in scale. And reduce in scale. Alright. Whoa, hello, didn't mean to do that. We don't have to do anything that special, but we're gonna have to rotate it like so.
Mm-hmm.
And then just extend it. That's pretty much all I want to do with it.
Mm-hmm. And now the other side. It looks like he has a black beard.
Okay, so duplicate this. Rotation opposite direction and position opposite. Oops. I guess it's in the Z. Nope. Well, I'll eventually get it. I ran out of axes to get wrong, so there we go. There's the two things, so we can remove this one and this one. Okay, so we've done the head. Now it's just the arms and the torso. Spine, I'm surprised. Aha! This one, I put it inside. No, okay, good, sounds good. So duplicate this shadow, drag it inside the spine, and then duplicate it again. It's gonna go in this arm, duplicate it again, in the hand, duplicate it again, in the other hand, duplicate it again, in the arm. Now we're going to select all of these and simply type shadow with a capital S. Hit enter. Now all of them have been renamed. Now it's just a matter of copying the correct ones. So copy this component, and that's hand, that's arm R. Base component values. Okay, it needs to be a bit thicker. X is the only axis I shouldn't have changed. Okay. 0.12. There we go. Okay, now copy this component and base component is values, and there it is. Now for the hand, copy component, base component values, same problem as before. Also let's switch to local so it's easier. And let's go 1, 2, 1, 2, and
1, 2.
1, 2. Yeah, I think that's fine. We could probably go a bit higher even. Yeah, let's go 0.15. Okay, now we can copy this component, go to here, base component values, plop, and there's the other hand. Now we're only left with the big one, the chest.
Yeah.
So that should be the one. So inside spine, copy component, base component values. For some reason it's far down. I'm surprised by that. Oh, because I've pasted it on the wrong one. That's better. Okay, that's looking pretty good already.
Pretty good.
So now you can see that all of them are fairly correct. Now in the right arm there's a sword holder. Duplicate this one. And let's go to arm R. Put it right there. The sword holder has these pieces of information. Is it in the hand? Yes, it is. Potato. I cannot really see, but I think it's going that way.
Yeah, I can see some brown
And I
poking
think
through.
it's fine. We can worry about that later. So, sword holder.
Would this guy wield a wooden sword as well?
No, he'll probably have a proper sword or whatever. In the end of the day, it doesn't really matter with the enemies because they always deal exactly the same amount of damage, which is 1 heart. It doesn't matter what they do. Right. Now finally we can delete this avatar. And we can search for shadows here. So shadow. Okay, there they are.
I think I misspelled.
Yeah, shadow. So now all of these do not receive shadows and shadows only. And we should have fixed all of our little guy. Enemy demon. Okay. So there, he's got a sword and he's sticking it in his own stomach. That's fine. We're not going to worry about that at the moment. We can also make it a little bit larger later if we want to. He's supposed to have like a big sword or something.
For his big hands.
Something's wrong here. What's happening? It's just weird how it highlights.
Is it because of the metal?
Could be, but it looks to me like the normals may be backwards. But if they were backwards, I would see through him. So I'm not sure what's happening there. It's like it's stretched or it's some kind of wrong thing. So let's take a look. Wrong polygons. I don't understand what's happening. Let's go take a look. Yeah, so there's...
We need to get out of pose mode.
Okay, I think what's happening is we're getting some really weird stretches. We're gonna leave that alone. We're gonna accept it as an error. Okay. Yeah, see, you're getting some really odd stretching because of the geometry we've got.
Yep.
Yeah, so here it's going diagonal on top of the knee. I'm really confused. Wait. Yeah, see, this is going on top of the knee. Somehow. Okay, wait a moment. So, weight paint. Would this possibly be a bit better? No, I don't think so. So this part is probably fine as it is. This one probably isn't. This one probably is. Yeah. And this one is supposed to influence that bit a bit. Yeah, I think this is probably the primary issue. That the chest was not influencing.
Down there.
It will happen this. I can never remember how to force it to, hey, show me the actual animation I'm looking for. This does happen sometimes, so you go to like pose mode or something, hit tab, there, and now hit tab again. Okay, let's try object mode and select this, and there you go. See, demon hurt. There, demon run, and now back to here, and now you go to weight paint. Now let's see. It's cutting off too soon. The last frame is supposed to be 21. Okay. Yeah, now the knees are all stretched and weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the butt is fighting a bit with not this though. This is wrong. Subtract. Yeah, that crotch is well wrong.
Yep.
Yeah, you can see there. Look at what's going on here.
What?
It's because this guy is controlling the knee. And this bit of the knee.
Is it mirroring?
Yes, which is good. Okay, so this looks a bit odd, but I think it's the least worst we've had. Okay, so hit Control S. Now this may look slightly different. We'll see. There.
Yep.
See, it's improved, and the part that it's ugly is underneath.
Yep.
And the reason why that's happening is because our topology sucks. Look at this stuff. What is this down here?
At least no icons.
That's true, but the problem is Blender hates tries. That's yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, it'll do fine. It's fine. Whatever. We'll leave it as it is. Now back to here. What were we doing?
He's still stabbing himself.
That's okay. I don't care about that at the moment. Okay, so enemy demon has an enemy script, has an enemy shield. Script that one needs to go. And we need to add the enemy demon script. There we go. And yeah, so we got aggressive, passive, and interactive.
Patrol max distance? What was that again?
Eh?
Patrol max distance.
How far he walks on a patrol? I think.
Will this guy patrol? Or will he just stand there and wait?
He should probably patrol.
Mm-hmm.
Stand there and wait could be easier. Because the problem is if he notices you during a patrol, then you're going to have to decide...
Interrupt the patrol.
Yeah, and how are you going to make him go back?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it could be kind of cool to actually lure him around. And then he goes like, "Ah!" and then starts chasing after you. And he's kind of fast, maybe. Who knows?
Until attack
We
you.
could also make it so that he chases until the last position he's seen you. There's so many options, you know. It's kind of difficult to make these decisions with AI. Especially because we're not using anything clever like A-star. A-star in our game would work really well because it's a game that's made of squares, so you could make the enemy sort of follow.
But what is it, A-star?
It's an algorithm. It's a system that allows you to calculate the cost of movement for all of the cells that are available in a field that are walkable. And then you go from the destination backwards to your position and determine which one has the most cost to move to. That's cumulative. Actually, I think it's the other way around. It's from your position to the destination.
Oh.
And you compute every possible path that leads there. Almost. It's not quite every. It would be ridiculous. So it's more intelligent than that. It sort of figures out the cost. Then if the cost is prohibitively higher, it sort of ignores that direction, etc. It always searches for the shortest possible cost.
So it would make it easier for the guy to go backward, or?
Well, it would find the correct direction to follow you, even across walls. So instead of actually being stuck in a wall, he would circumnavigate the wall. Oh. But it's quite complicated to implement. We're not going to do that in something this simple. Okay. Plus, we're kind of running out of time already. What else should we do here? Well, we should
change the material of the sword.
Oh, whatever. That doesn't matter at the moment. So, okay, enemy, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so all of this stuff. Let's take no, here's what we need to do. We need to actually spawn these guys correctly. So I don't remember where the entities are. Let's take a look. So orange, yeah, orange is a shield spawn point. So we need another color. And we're starting to run out of colors. We already ran out of all of the primaries. We ran out of all of the secondaries.
We didn't use purple.
Purple is neither a primary nor a secondary. Magenta is a secondary color.
Yeah, I forgot.
Then there's a tertiary color. Black. Black counts as nothing. So orange is our first compromise color. And what do we have? Okay, 60% red. Okay, that sounds good to me. So let's go with the same principle. And 0 and 60%. And we get this sort of weird
pink
fuchsia. Alternatively, we could go with this sort of aqua color. Yeah, that one's fine. And this will be our demon. So we need 9. We need sort of a shield spawn point. We need to duplicate this shield spawn point. It's going to be demon spawn point. And instead of enemy shield, it's going to have enemy demon. Growth speed 1, curve growth, respawn weight, respawn, yes or no. Okay, so this one will not respawn. The bombs are the only ones who do respawn. Okay, so shield spawn point. Demon spawn point. Boom. We need a container. Duplicate enemy shield. And call this one enemy demons. Entity rotations, a negative one is correct. Oh, dang it. Okay, now switch textures, we don't need any of that. Switch spike colors, we don't need any of that, and the rest is fine. So now we should go and open our map to allow for
testing.
Yeah. Pencil. So here's the world, and one of the sword guards, we could just put him, say, here. Just, you know, you show grid. Okay, so in the tiles, grab this and just, there's a bit of grass. Probably need to and then we want a bit of sand. Making a coastline.
Guard Peninsula.
Something like that. Argarpelago. That's a dead joke. That's embarrassing, man. Okay, so there it is. So hit Control Shift T, and we're gonna go to map, and now the entities. So I think red is the enemy, or do we? No, we should actually use that orange. There it is. So we're using the orange. So let's create a the aqua color that we've got. So it was 0 on red, It was 1 on blue. No, it was a percentage on blue. It was 1 on green, I think. And on blue was 0.6.
0.
I don't think it's working with... No, this is all wrong. You're doing everything wrong. Wait. So it would be 255 and 255, but the question is how much is 60% of 255? 0.6 times 255. 153. Okay. That's the aqua. Alright, so we got that. And there's the guy. And then we're gonna need to give it, just like for the bombs, entity info. So Control-Shift-E. And we're gonna go with entities. And then entity info is just like the bombs. We're gonna use the red channel to rotate certain directions. There we go.
Yep.
So Control-Shift-E.
Entity info.
Alright, there it is. So let's save here. Now most of this is not going to work, but we should be able to just walk to our right, and there's the demon. Okay.
He's hard to see. We should change the color of the spawn point.
Yeah, either that or change the color of the armor. We could probably go with white or dark red, something that looks menacing. So that will be under materials, characters, steel, I think. Oh no, I think it's under world actually. Yeah. His shadow is working correctly, which is nice. He's got those horns too. Look at him, so mad. He's a small tone of blue.
It will be Demon Peninsula.
There he is. So touching him shouldn't cause us any damage, but there is collision between us, so that's good.
Hit him with a sword, which won't work, but...
Yeah, there's no recognition of the hit at the moment.
The guard
That's okay.
is air, except with the collider.
Yeah, we may make him a bit bigger. Might be interesting. I do wonder how would this enemy demon two.
That could be the boss demon.
I think that's much cooler, having him larger like that. The problem is it affects everything, so we need to actually simply modify the prefabs enemy demon. So you leave the structure alone, but you make the avatar larger. So yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna slice you and dice you.
That could be a boss.
Okay.
The boss demon is minions.
We've basically done 1 hour, so we should probably stop now. But yeah, we've added the little guy in the game. He is working, and I think, by the way, we should be able to go and take the avatar here and tell it, hey, demon enemy, and then tell it actually your walk speed is going to be 1. Look at him run with a sword.
Can't run yet.
Yeah, well, he's kind of running, right? And if you go walk speed 0.5. Yeah. So obviously we need to do something with the sword. This is something we could focus on right now, fixing these animation problems. So let's not maximize on play. Okay, and you can see that the way he's holding the sword is a problem. We need to rotate his hand. Okay. Also not so sure about the receiving of shadows. It really looks poor.
Yep. It's only for a close-up.
Yeah. Fair enough, I guess. Okay. Yeah. Another thing I'm not sure about is the color of the armor. It bothers me a little bit. Let's see, in the avatar it should have the Adventure Demon steel. So what if we went with red? Right, maybe not quite as red, but pretty red.
Maybe darker.
Yeah, so I think that will do. And then instead of nose, we can change his thing to bomb or something. So it's dark or granite. There. How does it look like? Yeah, I think that's better.
Yep.
Okay, now we need to grab the arm and rotate it in every one of the nice artifacts. Beautiful. Let's do the demon walk for now. Okay, and this is the bone. We're in. Wait, it's not working again. Demon walk. Okay, it's working now apparently. So
And then way too early.
49. Okay. And the goal is rotating this. So let's see, hand. Okay, look at this. See this? It means it's always static. That's good. So we can delete this, all of these keyframes, because they don't matter. We only need the first one and the last one. So I want you to rotate and hit I. Now delete this one and Shift D. Control S. Now we may get an error. Like it may completely bork. No. There's the sword. Okay.
Now he's holding it properly. Trail.
Yeah, the trail is all borked, and that's kind of normal. You need a much better trail system than what we're using. From the distance, it's okay. So basically what we would need to do is create a mesh on the fly that depends on position and rotation and all sorts of things. The way it is now is just very rudimentary. That's fine. Okay, looks like he's walking okay. Now back to the idle. So we need the animator, which we can find here. I'm surprised this is working this well. Okay, again we need to rotate that arm, so let's switch to Demon Idol. The hand R, you can see again it's always the same frame, so
yep.
Just rotate I, Shift D, Control S. Okay, so it's decided it's gonna run again for some reason. That's alright. And now it's holding the sword just like that. Okay. And then we want the
run.
Yep. Okay. It needs to hold it up, right? So pause, back to here, switch to Demon Run. All of the hand R, They are all false frames. Rotate. I. Shift D. Control S. Wait a bit. Now it may go into another position again. Yeah.
Yep.
Sort of. It's not exactly right.
It needs to angle a little farther down.
A little bit more straight, really. Because now it's kind of diagonal. Yeah, so to do that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back to this, and this time we're gonna rotate it from the top. So R, I, Control Shift D, and Control S. And now it's, well, as soon as we get our animation back, because it's gonna go, I'm gonna put 0.5, yeah? And you're going like, I don't know why, but alright. Okay, so that's good, but now it's rotated. I wanted to have a realistic straight position, right? How does it look like from here, by the way? That's not bad. But it's still, you can tell it's a bit too far to the left. So now we're gonna look at it from up front. R, I, and Shift D.
Yep, I pressed Control. Okay.
Control S. Maximize. I have a personal war with Maximize on Play. We never get along somehow. There you go. That's a bit better. So you can see that there's some moments in which this looks fairly unstable. And I think I'd like to tweak that. But it could be okay as it is right now. Yeah, I think it's okay.
Right now he would be running toward you.
Yeah, he'll be running toward you and I'll be smacking you on the noggin.
Yeah, because Ted's not moving.
Skadong.
So you kind of need to get behind them and whack them.
Have it. Well, basically, every time he's about to attack you, we're going to give him immortality frames to the enemy. So he's going to wind up the attack and attack. Then he's going to take a breather for a second, and that's where you'll be able to attack him a bunch of times, right?
Ted doesn't need to take a breather, apparently.
Ted never takes a breather. But Ted is much weaker than this enemy.
And the enemy is also wearing armor, so it's probably hard for him to jump up and attack.
It's going to take a bunch of hits, right? So we're going to attack him several times. I would say something like 12 hits, for example.
That would be for the boss.
Oh, whatever.
Maybe
no, it's just a big enemy.
6.
Well, sure, we could do that. I mean, I think bosses should be Zelda-like, meaning they should have various different systems in them that you need to use, right? Maybe we can make a bow and arrow later that doesn't hurt these guys, for example. Right? So the bow and arrow is just for puzzling and bosses. Yeah. I don't think we should expand the game too much. But so one thing that's definitely a problem is the collision box. It's kind of too small for...
Because we made the guy bigger.
Right. Now, I don't remember if the avatar has the collision box on himself. Let's see. Nope. Nope. So, the capsule collider is right here. So, let's do 0.5. Then let's put it at distance 1. Then let's put it at a height of 2. And there it is. And I think, by the way, it should be even larger. A little bit. Perhaps even... yeah. Let's make a lot wider radius, 0.6. Okay. Now, let's give it a shot. Yes.
Hey, he finally went into run. That's
better. It doesn't look like I'm clipping inside him, right?
Yep.
You can see from behind there's a bit more room. And then he winds. Maybe he's gonna have some kind of like repelling system as well, where he sort of boom pushes you back when he's mad. He sort of punches the ground or something, right? When you hit him a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
So this is gonna be a bit of a tactical fight of some sort. We'll see. But yeah, so there we have the beginning of the enemy. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you again next time. Bye.
Bye.